Welcome, everybody. This is Chat with Dash. We're going to be reviewing the HTC Vive Pro. We got our hands on it, I don't know, what, a week ago, RT, and we're just going to do like a rundown of how we felt and kind of the features we liked and didn't like, audio, and uh, and just kind of go from there.
Yep. So it'll be me and Grizz, and we're gonna review it. We'll hit a lot of points, and I have the specs pulled up. If you have a question about anything, I can let you know.
Well, thank you very much. Very kind of you. All right, let's start with what was your favorite part of the Pro. Comparing, we're comparing everything we're saying. We're comparing to the previous headgear that HTC had prior to the Pro.
All right. Well, the best bit for me is definitely the increased screen resolution and DPI. So when I wear the Vive, right, I take
Hmm.
off my glasses, and I guess nearsighted. Yeah, I'm nearsighted.
Blind as a bat.
I'm not blind as a bat, but I'm
Blind as a
nearsighted.
bat.
So when I take off my glasses, it's a lot clearer, and especially the text. Text is extremely crisp.
Oh, text is good. I tell you right now, I couldn't read a damn thing on the last HTC Vive. I mean, even when we were working on some projects before that involved text and reading checklists and stuff, it was terrible. But yeah, I agree, man. Text is the clarity of the text is on point. Definitely a plus.
What was your best thing for the Vive Pro?
Mine's a little of a cop out because the best thing is something I haven't completely messed with. I went through the documents and I kind of tinkered with it a little bit. Uh, but it's the front facing augmented cameras is what I feel is going to be my favorite once I get in it more and start developing for it and using it for the cool stuff that I believe it will be able to do. So that's kind of my favorite. It's kind of my favorite. It's kind of my prediction of what my favorite's going to be since I really haven't delved into it enough yet to really truly call it my favorite. But from what I've seen from the demo videos and what I feel that I can do with it, it's going to be pretty dope.
Nice. And to give some context, the original Vive had a single front-facing camera that was all right, but it didn't really do much other than like you could look at your hand and you could literally see stuff that's in front of your face.
You can catch someone trying to roll up on you.
So the Vive Pro introduced dual front-facing cameras, and then by extension of the APKs, it lets you do more with it, which is what Grizz is talking about with the augmented reality, mixed reality, and all that other jazz. You can do that with the dual front-facing cameras.
I mean, it's truly the start of what I define as mixed reality. So like, I mean, I'm not saying this drop the mic, stop all the presses, the Pro solved it, but it's a good step forward. So one of the demos that come with it, with the files, you can track your room you're in, so your physical space. You track your room you're in, and you create collision. Essentially, it creates mesh out of all the objects in your environment to where you can then take your virtual objects, your 3D models, say you 3D modeled a baseball, and you can take that 3D baseball in augmented space with your virtual object and you can start interacting with all the physical objects in your space. Then you can go from there we're in the same application now, no load, anything. You can then create a virtual portal that takes you into a virtual environment. So you real time can A, both interact with your 3D model, both physical space, and throw it through the portal into the virtual space, but you can step through the portal and be in that virtual space and then be back in your physical space. I mean, if that's not the definition, like the definition of mixed reality, I don't know what is.
Yeah, sounds cool.
0.6 out of 1.
I mean, I haven't seen any practical stuff with it
Well,
yet.
this nothing's practical when I mean,
Well,
that's the
okay,
whole
I haven't.
problem. I mean, the South by Southwest review was that whole entire point that no one's doing anything practical with any
Okay,
of this technology.
I haven't. I didn't go to South by Southwest. I haven't seen any of it.
'Cause you a scrub. That's why.
Oh, sorry, I don't have the money to go look at this stuff.
I didn't either. Someone else did though. Uh, all right, so moving on. Let's see here. I guess since you were talking about the clarity, I believe I like the color. It seems a lot brighter. the screen and resolution, and just your view of the environments that you're in. A lot the colors seem brighter, and and everything seems to have a little bit more depth to it than it did before. Is that something you agree with, or do you kind of put it on the same level?
I think I can't really speak for like the color palette because I didn't really compare it when I was putting it on. It was colors are colors
You are
at that
you
point.
are a mother effing communist. Colors are not colors.
The colors when you're not focusing on them. But it says here the
You're
difference
killing
between
me.
the Vive and the Vive Pro is that I pulled this from a website, so it should be correct. But
Yeah, because everything on the internet's correct.
hey, hey, don't make me come through here. But it says it has an AMOLED screen, so I
All
mean
right.
they should be fairly decent. Like most phones, good phones have AMOLED screens too. The resolution got bumped up, which is why the clarity is a lot higher. So there's 2 points to the resolution that make it clearer. The first bit is that it's only somewhere in the range of like 500 or so pixels bigger in raw resolution size if you just look at the thing. So
Yeah.
it's 2880 by 1600 for it's both the screens, but it's at a pixel density or pixels per inch of 615, which is why it doesn't look as jaggy. To me, I don't really see the screen door effect that
I
much.
don't see it at all. So anybody who's I must be missing it, and I'm pretty key on visuals. I mean, that's what I do for a living. So, but if it's there, I don't notice it.
With the boost in the pixel density and the actual resolution, it appears to have a lot less jaggies, a lot less anti-aliasing. Granted, it's still there, obviously, because that's the way computers work. But
Well, sure, yeah.
just in like, if you put on one headset, then you put on the Vive Pro, you're going to see a difference, and gonna be it's gonna be a lot. I don't know if it's enough to justify the cost and all that fun stuff, but it is definitely a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, I got cost I want to get to as well. Um, and kind of, if it was my money, but I want to bring up first some salt, because there's a lot of salt on this particular topic. So I'll let you lead off, since you were the king of salt during this moment. So what was your least favorite part of the HTC Vive Pro?
Well, my least favorite thing. There's two things that bug me a lot about it,
Uh,
but the biggest concern is that the Vive Pro comes with a updated head mounting system. So instead of the triple strap that the Vive uses, which is left, right, and then center, which is all Velcroed, it's using a single point adjust head mounting solution. That's all fine and dandy. That's all good. The problem is that this solution that they have has integrated headphones. Now, the integrated headphones have a wide range of adjustment, as in like physical adjustment. So if you got a big head, it works out. If you got a tiny head, you got a little thin head, it works out too. They're over ear, so they don't cover your entire ear, but they're also not that hard on your ear. Like they don't suction real well.
Yeah, no, there's no pressure at all on your ear, which is probably most the issue with it, as far as delivering sound to you.
No, the most problem with it is that they're made of Chinesium and they're awful. Like they are the most tinny sounding headphones.
they're not they're not that bad. Look, this is where RT and I disagree. They're not good. I agree that they're not good, and for the price and for the tag Pro, there should be Pro audio coming out of the headset. However, is acceptable.
They bought them off of like Alibaba and they slapped them on there for like $4 a unit.
It's
It's
not that bad.
no, it's pretty bad. So if you listen, so let's say for example you're playing something like Audio Shield and you're listening to some sort of music during
Sure.
during a game.
Yeah, you're not
The
gonna be bopping. They're not. I get you. I get it.
the
You
audio
know.
fidelity is a lot less than to be desired.
You also don't recognize things as headphones if they're under $100. So
I do. My my earbuds at work are definitely like $12 and they work out fine.
yeah. Uh-huh.
But for what is this? I have this price right here. For $799. I
No,
I
I got you. No, I get it. I get it when you bring the rest of it in there. It makes it extremely disappointing. It makes it booty when you bring everything in there. But on its own, if you just needed some kind of audio immersion, it does what it's supposed to do. It transfers sound to your ear, you know.
I will have to check because I personally own a HTC Vive and I do have the original headphones that come with the first one.
Yeah.
I need to see. I guarantee you the audio fidelity is a lot higher than those Pro speakers.
Well, moving on, and since you brought up the price, um, would I'll ask you first. I have my opinion. Would you pay it? Would you pay the price to have it at your house now?
No. As a consumer, no, never.
Okay. I think that's where we agree. I would not right now purchase it just to have it for funsies. If I had a particular, like if I was home developing and I had this an idea or some kind of use case that I really wanted to develop for that took advantage or took or leveraged what the has to offer, and really the only thing that you're going to be able to leverage that's any different is those front facing cameras. The 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 potential to really merge both augmented and virtual reality. If I had that kind of path and time to sit down in my basement and just and grind away on a personal project, I would most definitely 100% buy the headset just for that fact because I had a goal. But just to play video games and stuff, man, it's not worth it.
I mean, to be fair, unless you have a large upfront costs, it's not super worth it anyway. So I bought my Vive a while ago when it was also what $699, $799 somewhere in there, whatever the original price was.
Yeah,
And that came with the entire system. So it
yeah,
comes with the lighthouses, it
yeah,
comes with the controllers, the
yeah.
headset, the link box, all that fun jazz.
Yeah. You're only getting you're only getting a headset and a link box with this thing with the Pro.
So like
No, I got
you're
you. No, I think we agree on it. I think we're on the same page.
it's definitely geared towards more professional staff, which is why it is labeled Vive Pro. I imagine it's for professional. It's not like a tagline for like pro gamer or anything like that. It's supposed to be for the dudes that are over at like Lockheed or the dudes that are over at Boeing. They're like, hey, we need to do stuff with this in the context of we have stupid amount of money and we
Yeah.
can just develop with whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, no, I feel you, which is, I got you. I think we're on the same page on that. So one last thing, anything that surprised you, something that you thought either it could be negative, positive, but something you thought was going to be on it or not be on it, or it was going to do or not do, and it didn't when you got your hands on it.
I have no idea why the hell it has a Linkbox 2.0. It's
Oh,
the
yeah, I
dumbest
forgot.
thing.
I forgot you was salty about that too. Yeah, the ports are different. So anybody who wants to get this thing, the port or the headgear plugs into the link box, not the ones that plug in your PC, but the one that goes to the headgear is completely different. It's not the same.
So to let people, so some background, the original Vive, there's a thing called a Linkbox. All it is it's an extender. You plug in power, USB, and screen, HDMI into the Linkbox. It's just an extender port, basically. It passes the power, the screen, the USB, which is for the tracking and all that, the camera and all that crap, to the headset. Right? Fine. That's fine. The headset on the original Vive also had a 3.5-inch jack that, would dangle there if you didn't have it plugged in. So you could plug in, your own audio solution if you really wanted to, because it came with some like really chauncey like earbuds. Now the Vive Pro has its own link box. And you're like, well, okay. So they updated the link box. The most that they really did was they changed the USB to a USB 3.0. Well, actually, it's a USB-C because in the original Vive, it was a USB 3.0. They changed it to USB Type-C. All right. They changed the port from an HDMI or mini display port to a mini display port to DisplayPort adapter, first off, which after I had to recable our entire work desktop, I was salty about that because I was like, this isn't even the same frickin' box. And the extension, like the way it extends, HTC decided that the appropriate way to go with passing all the cables to the headset in tethered mode was via a proprietary port connector. So now, instead of having on the tether power, screen, and USB, it's just one really fat connector, which is fine, I guess. I personally don't like it, but whatever.
Yeah, I feel you. See, yours was more like yours was like super technical. Mine's just like kind of blah now. I just thought it was bulkier.
Okay, the untechnical part is there's a freaking power button on it, and it does not automatically turn on when you turn your PC on. So Vive version 1,
it stays on though. It stays on. Once you push it, it'll stay on.
As soon as you turn off your computer, it turns off.
Yeah, well, it doesn't need to be on when your computer's off. I've been messing with it and it hasn't bothered me. Like I've actually appreciated more than it's bothered me.
Except for that one time where you called me over, you're like, RT is broken.
That did not happen. That did not happen.
And I told you had to turn it on.
That did not happen. Do not believe the words that are coming out of his mouth. That did not happen.
I also have to make an SOP for this goddamn thing to make little scrub government people be able to work these things. And of course, they don't really read it. And one of the steps says if you're using the Vive Pro, you got to turn on the link box. And of course, they're not going to do that because they're going to be like, just let me just kick it into the side of the machine. It should work.
Well. My surprise was it was bulkier than I thought. I thought it was going to be a little more thinner, more slim, and it's pretty. To me, it's pretty girthy. That's a weird word. I feel dirty now using that word for the Vive, but we're running out of time. Real quick, grade it A, B, C, D, F. I give it a C plus.
I give it probably a 0.6 out of 1.
All right, so like a B minus. I'll give it a B plus if the AR cameras in the front work the way that they say they can work. If that potential takes off the way I think it will, I may even give it an A. But for now, right out the box, tinker and fit for what the 4, 5, 6 days we've had it. I'll have to give it a C plus. So that's all the time we got. Thank you for joining us. You got RT and Grizz, and if you have anything you want us to discuss, hit us up. We have our YouTube channel, our Twitch streams. So check us out. We stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 6 to 8. Right? Yes. 9, 6 to 9. And follow us on Twitter, guys. We need followers. We need fans. Please, we're desperate. Anything else to add, RT?
Well, I'm not a whore, so I'm not desperate.
All right. Take it easy, everybody.
All right. Later.